Good deal, gentlemen. That's good teamwork. I see color. Bring him up, bring him up. We got him! Hear him burping? Yes, sir. That's two in the boat. Well, you got bait.
I'm done.
You're done. Yeah.
In fact, that's a lot more than what I'll need. Some of this gets thrown back. That, and I probably got over 100 in this bucket, and I don't feel like getting caught for that.
Today's dock update is coming from Snyder's Run. We are loaded in small shad here at Snyder's, and it doesn't take much to be able to load a net or a bucket or whatever you got here right now for bait. They are small baits, but nonetheless, you could certainly use them for, you know, going after bass or jigging over lake, jigging for lake trout or something like that. And you know, even the big fish are going to eat what the hatch is, and I think that's what we have. These are the first year shad coming off. So fish are opportunistic, so they will absolutely hit a smaller bait. I think that the preferred size is probably around 5 inches, 5-6 inches or something like that, but these ones here are probably running about 3-4 inches. So, but nonetheless, you can come down here and catch some live bait real easy right now. Maybe you just want to practice throwing your cast net, so it's a good opportunity for that. Water temperatures here have actually increased over the last couple days, so good news for those who are looking to get on the water when it's a little warmer. I think we're probably pushing 60. I'm sure somewhere on the lake we saw 60-degree water temperature today, maybe up toward Weaver Falls, Tapman Run area perhaps, Resort, you know, something like that. But down here at Snyder's is probably a little bit cooler. It's probably mid 50s, low 50s, something like that. But the water looks great. We have a lot of wind, and right now might actually be a good time for you guys to be getting on the water. I think this is probably the best week we've had so far this week, this year. This week is the best week so far this year that we've had for fishing. And there's a couple things in the system that are influencing that. It's water temperature, water clarity, and of course the weather has been like a dropping barometer. We have a storm rolling in right now, so fish before the storm, like this gentleman just ahead of you. And I know I talked about it last year on a live stream, but the moon is falling. Every year the moon, or every day the moon goes around the earth, and sometimes it's closer and sometimes it's further away, generally speaking. But as it gets closer and closer, as the swing comes closer to the earth as it rotates, it has more of an impact on the fishery. And right now what we're seeing this week, all week long, every day, it's going to swing closer and closer to the earth, and then it'll start swinging further and further out away from the earth. So that ends up being a stronger influence from the moon. And you guys already know that I'm an advocate for paying attention to the moon because I think it has a very real effect on the fishery. So we're moving through this week, and each day I think is going to progressively get better and better as far as fishing conditions. The moon is going to get closer and have more of an impact, but the weather is looking better and better toward the end of the week as well, and I'm sure you guys would love that. I honestly have to say that's not a great thing for the fishery, though. It's going to adjust the conditions of the water poorly. As far as next week, we're probably going to see kind of a little, we'll say a lull, if you will. So this week looks really good right through the weekend. So Saturday and Sunday should be a good day to get out there, and it should be relatively nice too. So you fair weather fishermen, this might be the weekend for you. Next week, we're going to see it kind of taper off and kind of get a little bit less ideal for fishing. That doesn't mean the water is going to be wrecked. It doesn't mean you can't make it happen. It's just not quite as ideal. That being said, I think that the striped bass are going to be turned on all this week, and they'll probably still be doing pretty good next week. It's just the fishery as a whole is going to be kind of depressed. Now, I did a live stream on walleye because walleye season is going to be upon us in just 2 weeks. So if you haven't learned about walleye, if you're not sure how to fish for them, go back, watch that live stream on it. At least you have somewhere to start when you come out here as of May 4th. So that's the first day of walleye, and if you guys are looking to get on them, there's a great time to get started. Is the beginning of the season, but you know, have a little bit of knowledge before you hit the water. Watch that live stream on walleye that I just did on Monday night. And the wind is kind of high, so I'm going to step inside the vehicle. Our friend who was catching the bait is likely going to go out and get rained on, and I think that's okay. I don't mind going out and fishing myself whenever it's raining, but I think it is smart that just before a storm you hit the water and go out. I think that does turn them on. I think that's a long established fact that you should go fishing before a storm. It's quite the contrary is what you see. The way fishermen act is quite contrary to that. I mean, they're on the water, and if it starts looking like a storm, they stop fishing, they get off the water. There's so many things about fishing that are just contrary to what we want to do. And it's interesting that that's just how the fishery works. That's how the system works in general. You know, the things that you should be doing, you just don't do. Sounds like there's a biblical principle in that too. But yes, go fishing before the storm. And as we have these pop-up storms, you can actually watch. You can see when the storm's moving in. If you want to kind of pigeonhole or bracket the hours that you're going to be on the lake, you might look at when the storm is coming. Yes, when it starts to storm, you can bail. But leading up to the storm, you want to be out there for that. Don't run away from it, run toward it. And when the storm finally hits, then maybe make that the end of your trip. So yes, you'll get back to the truck and you'll get back to the dock whenever you're wet and probably a little chilled, but you will have caught that bracket of time where the fishing should be maximized. So overall, guys, a good week to be looking at the water. It's not going to be pretty every day, but generally speaking, toward the weekend and certainly the weekend, it's probably going to be quite nice. So that's your dock update. Thanks for stopping in. Monday night, 8 p.m. live streams. Much love and much respect. See you guys.